Hey everyone, welcome back to Northside Baseball. Ethan and I here again to discuss more things going on with the Cubs. One of our favorite videos to do, the State of the Union. It's obviously very early in the season, not the best start to the season for the Cubs, but still stuff to talk about, plenty of highlights. So let me throw it over to you, Ethan. What's sort of something that stood out to you in these first few games of the year?
Look, I will bring it back to 2024 when I'm going to talk where let's take it where we last left off in 2024 when our bullpen was crippled horribly. And you know what? This year we're lucky enough where our bullpen is doing pretty okay. We don't have too many major injuries. Man, I can't talk. However, the bullpen is still doing very poorly, just in a
Yeah.
different way. They're blowing saves defensively. They are just doing god awful. Brandon, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Presley almost blew the save to the Diamondbacks on Saturday. It took an incredible defensive play from Dansby Swanson to stop that from happening. And then the whole bullpen did blow a save to the Diamondbacks on Sunday, even though they were up like 6-2 in the eighth inning or something. Look, I mean, it's
Right
natural.
on brand. It's a right
Yeah.
on brand, Brandon.
I'm trying to get into like my analytical stuff, but yeah, I mean, this is what the Cubs do early in the season, man. This happens every year, but it's true. I mean, the Cubs always bring in a new bullpen. It's very rare that they have like consistent year-over-year guys, and that's just the nature of relievers. They're very volatile, but this is what Ethan and I had been talking about all offseason, where the Cubs didn't get Tanner Scott, they didn't get Kirby Yates, they didn't get, that lockdown closer guy. And we're seeing it now. It proliferates the bullpen. It's just Ryan Presley's a good reliever, but he's a much better, you feel a lot more confident if he's pitching in the seventh or eighth inning than the ninth inning.
Sure.
It's sort of that thing where the Cubs make good moves, but they fall short of making that one big move that ties everything together. So I'm sure the bullpen will get it together. Craig Counsell's always been a great manager at getting the most out of his bullpen, but I mean, they've cost the team, at least one or two games already.
And there's good news on the horizon that we'll mention in a sec. I know, Brandon, you want to talk about some stuff, but what I will say is that, and we mentioned this probably about a month ago when we were looking at the schedule for the Cubs, they were going up against the Diamondbacks, they were going up against the Dodgers. We saw this coming, right? Like, they were going up against some pretty good teams. I'm sure that in a month's time, when they're going up against the Rockies and they're going up against the Athletics, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Am I shocked about the teams that they're going up against and the outcomes? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not here to trash talk the Cubs in the slightest. I love the Cubs, but am I shocked about what happened? No. But let's talk about some good news, Brandon.
Yeah, nice segue. I mean, Ethan is. I'll put it off with Ethan is right. I mean, the Dodgers are obviously the best team in baseball. The Diamondbacks probably like the second or third best team in baseball. They just happen to be playing in the same division as the Dodgers. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, again, as the season goes on, they'll get it together. But in terms of good news, there was some good stuff that came out of the Diamondback series, especially the offense. I mean, obviously, the offense wasn't super awake in when they played the Tokyo series against the Dodgers. Definitely woke up against the Diamondbacks. Kyle Tucker hit two big home runs. Matt Shaw hit his first big league home run. Seiya Suzuki hit his first home run of the season. It's just really nice to see, these guys getting off to rather quick starts, at least relative to, some of them are obviously naturally slow starters, but it's good to see. Again, we talked about this a lot this offseason, Ethan, when they acquired Kyle Tucker, the whole idea being that, you'll have sort of this offense where you have this one big superstar and he's playing like a superstar right now, and then you have just a bunch of depth, excuse me.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
They'll have a bunch of depth scattered around him. It's not like the Dodgers where everyone's an MVP candidate. It's you have one MVP candidate and then a bunch of really good guys surrounding him. And that's what we saw a lot of in the Diamondback series, stringing hits together, working good counts. And hopefully, if that continues throughout the season with the starting rotation and hopefully the bullpen that the Cubs have, it'll be a good year for the Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about time and time again, the Cubs are known, like you said, they're not the Dodgers. What the Cubs are known for is getting some veteran players and then some, I keep calling it them this young bucks. They get these guys who are, in their early 20s, 19, coming up from the minor leagues, like we're seeing now with Matt Shaw. And again, they're still just getting their feet wet in the major leagues. But again, give it some months in time. I love to shout him out. Pete Crow Armstrong, shining star in the 2024 season, and now in 2025. Again, who knows what's going to happen, but I think only good things. I think, again, it's a prediction. It's going to happen with Matt Shaw again in 2025. Again, he's just coming up now from the minors, but this is what the Cubs are known for best. They're not like the Dodgers. They're not like the Diamondbacks. This is what the Cubs are known for. Veteran older players, young guys. and give it a year's time, it's perfect. So again, we're off to a little bit of a rocky start, but I think all things are pointed towards green flags.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and again, I think you did bring up a good point with the schedule. We talked about this. We did a whole video on it at one point right before spring training, I think, where the Cubs have a really tough opening month schedule. They have I think they get the Dodgers again in a couple weeks. They have the Phillies at some point. I mean, this is a gauntlet. I mean, they're facing like the best of the best here. So if they can just survive this part of the schedule and just build up some team cohesion, build up some chemistry, just, facing all these really good teams and getting some confidence, with some of these wins. Um, it'll be good for, the future of the season where, the schedule eases up a lot in May. And then hopefully from there, especially when they start really drawing some of the, their NL Central rivals, which should be weaker than them this year, they'll get a chance to put a lot of wins on the board. So as always, we'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts on, how the Cubs have been playing so far. It's just been two series this year, just one in the United States. So plenty of year to go. But let us know what you've been thinking about through these first couple games.